Hey guys, today we'll do the unboxing and overview of the Garmin Venu 3S smartwatch. It's been a while since I wore a smartwatch. I've been wearing traditional watches for a while, and you guys know I'm really into traditional analog or mechanical watches. Lately I've decided to really start caring about my health a lot and starting to look for the Android smartwatches out there because I don't really use an iPhone. Obviously, Apple Watch is probably the best smartwatch there is out there, but for Android, there's a few different choices, right? The Pixel Watch, the Garmin, Samsung. So just doing some comparisons and reading some reviews, and I found that Garmin actually provides a lot of different health features and stuff. So maybe that'll help me get exercising again, and well, exercising more than now at least. I just kind of want something to help motivate me to exercise more and keep track of my fitness and stuff like that. My sleeping is another thing I want to keep track of because I usually don't sleep very well. Like I have a abnormal sleep schedule, I would say. I sleep very late. So hopefully this will help with that. This actually is a fairly new release. This came out, I think, fairly recently, the 3S version, and this retails for $450 US. And this is the smaller size, the larger Venu 3. I don't actually like large watches. I actually prefer to have a smaller size. So I think this one's 41 millimeters, which is the smaller size. But one thing I have to mention is that for Garmin, and I guess just the industry in general, they think that smaller sizes means that it's for women, which is something that I kind of like. I think that's very sexist to just assume that if you want a smaller watch, you must be a woman, because the way that Garmin advertised the Venu 3S is for women. And if you look at their website, Venu 3S, all the different features, they start like talking about like tracking your periods and stuff like that. Like it's geared towards women. And all their advertising for this watch shows women using it. And, that's sexist. Like, for me, I just want to have a smaller watch. I don't want to have a big bulky watch to look at all the time. Like, I just prefer to have a smaller, lighter watch. And what's wrong with a guy wanting a smaller watch, right? It's not just because you're just women wanting a smaller watch. You can't just assume that, right? So that's one thing I had to point out. For some reason, like the industry feels that smaller watches are for women, and that's just honestly like a sexist way of thinking. Because there are men who want smaller watches too. Just because I want a 41 millimeter watch doesn't mean that I have to be a woman, right? Anyways, just like some ranting there I had to complain about. I just like smaller watches. I don't want to have a bulky watch, and I don't have to be a woman to want a smaller watch. And unfortunately, because of that marketing towards women, all we have are kind of more feminine colors. But anyways, I just have to go with this one because, yeah, all the colors are they're just assuming that you're like a female, I guess, and that's the color selection they have for the smaller version. Anyways, let's see. That's just a small print on what's included inside. It's a pretty small box. So this is what you get. Just get the watch, pretty small box here. You get this is, I'm guessing, is a proprietary charger because, all smartwatches come with proprietary chargers. Unfortunately, there's no industry standard for charging a smartwatch. So all these different smartwatches come with different magnetic chargers. So I guess that's what this is. Another proprietary charger for this with the USB-C on the other end. And here's a little safety information manual here, and then a quick start guide. So basically the quick start guide is just telling you to go to your website and download the app as expected. Not much there. And here's the watch itself. I got the ivory color because it was the one that was probably, like, all the other colors are pretty feminine, this one included, but we don't really have much choice because they just assume that if you're buying this, you must be a female or whatever. So they don't really have any more male colors here. But it is what it is. So it's a very feminine type of color, but oh well. I'll just go with the rose gold white color, I guess. So yeah, this is a 41 millimeter smartwatch. I just prefer having smaller watches, right? I wear like 40 millimeter analog watches too, or 39.5 even. It's got 3 buttons on the side here. I'll figure out what they do. So I get this working and on. There's a lot of different health sensors here. Let's see, new 3S. You can use this to play music. Actually, this is the music edition, which means it has about, I think about 8 gigs of storage for music. So actually this is I shouldn't say the music edition, that's the 2S. This can store about 8 gigs of music in it, or they say like however many songs, 500 or 1,000 or something like that. But yeah, you have some storage for music in here. And I do listen to my music offline, by the way. That's why I have a DAP, a digital audio player. I don't listen to Spotify streams very much, or Tidal, or Deezer, or any of those other online streaming services. I prefer to listen to my music offline. So yeah, it's good that this has storage for music. GPS, obviously it's Garmin. You got to have good GPS. You should have the best GPS because it's Garmin, right? Who is Garmin, by the way, if you guys don't know Garmin, they are historically a GPS brand. You know, they used to make these standalone navigation devices for your car. This is back before people had smartphones and stuff. Like we used to have these dedicated GPS devices for navigation. So yeah, that's what Garmin's famous for, before they made this stuff. Now they're probably more famous for this these smartwatches now. And what is this? 50 meters water resistant, 41 millimeters. Yep, and made in Taiwan. Interesting. Made in Taiwan, huh? That's cool. All right, so just as a size comparison, I also have my Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2, which is also 41 millimeters. And compare the size here. This is from 2019, this smartwatch. Yeah, and this one runs an older version of this one's Tizen OS, which is just a different operating system from this one, where it runs Wear OS, the latest version. So this is Android Wear OS, now just called Wear OS, but it runs the latest version of that. And yeah, this Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 runs Tizen, which now Samsung's newer watches all switched to Wear OS. They don't use Tizen anymore, but back in 2019 they still use Tizen. So yeah, it's a little bit thinner than the Galaxy Watch Active 2, and has a few more smart health sensors, which is what I was looking for as well. I mean, the Watch Active 2 does have some, they have smart sensors and stuff like that, in health sensors, but the Garmin should have more of them, and should be giving me even better information. I used to have a Fitbit Luxe as well, so I hope it at least gives me as much information as that my older Fitbit did. And then I also have the Motorola Moto 360 3rd generation here. Also rose gold and ivory strap. This one is a bigger watch though. So in compare, yeah, the Moto 360 is definitely a thicker watch. It's just a bigger watch. This one, the cool thing about the Moto 360 though is that it has this crown thing. So it has this crown that you can push in as well, but you can, it's kind of like the Apple Watch crown, right? This one you kind of you can scroll through it and stuff. And again, with the health sensors, yeah, the Garmin should have the best health sensors out of all these. It is the newest, and plus Garmin is the most focused on the health ecosystem, I guess. So I'm expecting this one to have the best health features, which is the main reason why I bought it. So anyways, I'm going to check it out and see what features it has. So stay tuned, and yeah, compare it to these two. Unfortunately, the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 and the Motorola 360 3rd generation, neither of them provided me much incentive to actually do much exercise, because I don't know, I just felt like they were they're just not as convenient as using, Apple Watch with an iPhone, right? That one is just way more easier to use for fitness. Hopefully Garmin can provide a reasonably streamlined fitness experience, at least on par with Fitbit, but we'll see. By the way, guys, it's a little bit of a weird experience to charge the watch like this. I'm just used to having a magnetic charger where you just, attach it to the back, like with Apple Watch or with any of my other Android smartwatches. You just attach a magnetic charger to the back to charge it. It's weird that with the Garmin you don't do that. You just charge it like this, but plug it in like this. I just found that kind of weird, right? I'm just used to having a little magnetic thing attaching to it. This is still proprietary, so it's not like it's not proprietary. It's still proprietary. It's just a more weirder thing to do. Yeah, can't I just put it on a charging pad and charge it like that? That's what usually other smartwatches all do. So yeah, this is just a weird way of charging, going back to the way that Pebble watches used to charge, was something like this. So anyways, thought I'd just mention that. It's a little bit weird. So now I'm wearing the Garmin Venu 3S, so I can tell you guys my first initial impressions of it. And yeah, it's definitely still you know, way below the Apple Watch in terms of the functionality and design, I would say. But all the Android Wear watches are, unfortunately. Apple Watch is just the gold standard when it comes to smartwatches. I mean, something as easy as just, you know, changing the watch face on the Apple Watch, right? You just tap and hold. Well, here it doesn't do anything. And like, the only thing I can do is I can add a shortcut here. So that's what I can do. If I swipe over, add a shortcut, and then swipe down from here, and then I can see my steps, my intensity, heart rate, body, battery. That's just something Garmin added, I guess. Sleep score, sleep coach, events, notifications, weather, recovery. So this watch is very much so almost like a Fitbit. It's very, very geared towards fitness and health applications, more so than other smartwatches, I would say. So yeah, I'm stuck with this default watch face, I guess. I'm not really sure how to change it. If I press this button right here, the push, the upper one, this one, I can launch some activities: walk, run, bike, strength, cardio, meditation. So yeah, if I want to just go for a walk, for example, yeah, I would just do that and wait for GPS and stuff. So as an example, or run, or if I want to go for bike, I have to wait for GPS again. Cardio, that one's ready. Meditation, plays through watch speaker. Okay, so yep, there's different steps to go through those ones. I can go through apps here to launch an app, and they have wallet. I can use this for paying money, like Android Pay, I guess, or Google Pay. Phone, music, flashlight, alarms, timer, stopwatch, health snapshot, tips. And this one's to go back, the one down here. And then the one in the middle here is to access your most recently used apps. So it's like a shortcut menu, basically. And that's pretty much it. It's fairly basic in functionality compared to an Apple Watch. And this Garmin watch really is almost like a Fitbit. It's you can see almost all the apps are dedicated to fitness stuff, right? So compared to the amount of apps you get from Apple, I mean, yeah, this is very much specialized to fitness, I think, which I guess is fine because that's what I wanted. But it would be nice to see some other stuff on here too. You know, like I like playing music and stuff. So just having like a simple music app on here, I can see that. But I would like to have something, you know, more than just a very basic music app like this, right? I know it can play music, but it's pretty basic to me. And plus, I don't play from Spotify. I play from local storage. So I guess it's not really tailored for that. It's more tailored for streaming stuff, I guess. And I can show you guys the app too. So this is the app you have to download as well to pair with the phone. I mean, to pair with the smartwatch. So yeah, basically you can see here, welcome to my day, your heart rate, body, battery, calories, respiration, weight, sleep coach, and stuff like that. You can get from your phone right here, and then it syncs with the watch. Challenges. So every day you have a challenge here that you can choose to go through. Again, this is all very fitness related. Calendar, that you can plan out your calendar, what to do. News feed, and yeah, you can check your activities, all these different activities here. Health stats. Yeah, that's a lot of different health stats actually. Performance stats, training and planning, gear. You can even add your different shoes and stuff that you're using. It's almost too much, right? It's like, yeah, I was looking for a fitness watch, but this is basically all fitness. This watch is very, very focused on fitness. It's almost too much, right? I mean, even down to what kind of shoes that you use. I mean, wow. Okay, connections, groups, contacts, golf course, like, you know, something as simple as just changing the watch face. I would think that I can download a watch face to change it on here, but no, you can't even do that. Like, or it's not simple. Like, I don't even know how to do that. It's like nothing here. It's just like something as simple as just using a different watch face, and it's so hard to do on here. I mean, it's the good and the bad, right? Like, the good thing is that if you're looking for a fitness smartwatch, then the Garmin is definitely that. But the downside is almost like it's too specialized on this. It's like basically like a Fitbit, right? It's almost entirely focused on fitness and almost nothing else. So at the expense of being able to do like other stuff on the watch. So yeah, I was expecting you to like, yeah, be able to just, even something as changing the watch face is so hard to do. I can't even find a way to do that. It's almost entirely focused on just giving you fitness stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's a pro and a con, right? If you're looking for just pure fitness related or pure fitness focused smartwatch, then the Garmin is that's what it is. Plus, yeah, I don't feel, by the way, I don't feel that this is too small, right? This is probably the right size for my wrist. But yeah, almost too much focused on the fitness stuff. I kind of wish that it would be easier to kind of do other things on it, but no, it's pretty much everything you do on it is related to fitness in some way. So that's it, guys. Anyways, the Garmin Venu 3S. Let me know if you guys have any questions and comments about this. If you want a fitness-related smartwatch, this is the one to get because it's pretty much dedicated to that. It's almost like a Fitbit. It's just, yeah, if you're looking for fitness-related stuff, this is all it does. It's almost, I mean, it has these other apps, but they're almost like an afterthought. Yeah, it's pretty much, this watch is specialized on fitness, and that's what it's meant for. So yeah, I feel like almost like this watch is almost too focused on the health and fitness stuff at the expense of being able to do other things. So just to show you guys a bit about what I'm talking about with the fact that the Garmin's not as versatile as I expected. I mean, I expected it to be focused on fitness. I just didn't expect it to be focused like this much on fitness. Like it's almost too focused on fitness, right? See, like I have this watch face right here. I don't know how to change the watch face. I pull down. Whether I go up or down, all I can see is fitness related stuff, right? It's all fitness related. And show you guys what I'm talking about. This is my Motorola Moto 360 3rd generation from 2020. So this is a 3-year-old smartwatch, and it's, you know, it's actually getting long in the tooth right now. It's pretty slow. Even in 2020, it wasn't the fastest smartwatch, but I can do a lot more with it. I pull down from the top. I have all these different options similar to what I have on a phone. Pull down from the bottom. I have access to my emails right here. Pull down from this way, it's my Google Assistant. So I can ask the Google Assistant questions. I pull down from this way. Basically, it's linked to my Google Fit if I sign in there. Press this one. I have access to all my different apps here. These are all Google apps. And it has Google Fit as well. So this one also has some fitness related stuff. It's just not as focused as the Garmin is. But yeah, I have a lot more things I can do with this one. This one is like a special button where I can customize what it launches, and if I want to change my watch face, I just long press on it. It's just like I can with an Apple Watch, right? And I can change the watch face, so I can change it to this one, Astro, if I wanted to, right? And then it will change. So easy to do something like that. Here, I don't know how to do that. It's like here, it's like, how do I change the watch face? Oh, can't do it. Pull down, nope, same thing as I pull up or down, it's the exact same thing. Pull this way is a shortcut, and then pull this way is nothing. So, and then the only apps I have are all fitness related. I mean, I have these other apps, but it's really not that many. So that's the problem. It's like with this phone, it's almost like it's a Fitbit basically. It's very, very specialized to fitness. Whereas I was, you know, I mean, yes, I got this for fitness, but I didn't expect it to be this focused on fitness. Whereas with any normal smartwatch, you can do fitness stuff, but you can also do a lot of other things too, right? So I was expecting something like this, where you can have fitness stuff, and I'm sure Garmin's fitness stuff is better than this one, but still, I'm able to do a whole bunch of other things with this. So it's just not as versatile as yeah, that's the Moto 360 is. So, and this watch is an old one. It's from 3 years ago, right? So, and if I pull out the Wear OS app, right, I can, right on the main screen, I can see how to change the watch face. I can customize my tiles to add some custom tiles on here, notifications and stuff like that. Easy. Whereas with the Garmin, right, all it is fitness. That's all it is. It's all fitness related. So I think that's the thing here. Whereas, sure, I got notifications here. So obviously it can do stuff like that, but it's pretty focused towards fitness, almost too much. Whereas I kind of, if I want like a more versatile all-around watch, like this one, yeah, that's the thing about the Garmin. It's almost too focused on the fitness for me. I kind of want access to other stuff as well. Like just being able to change the watch face is something I would expect to be able to do on the Garmin easily, but I can't. So yeah. Anyways, that's just something I have to talk about with the Garmin is that if you get the Garmin, it is a very, very fitness focused watch. Almost to the, I would say, detriment, almost to the expense of other functionality. It's almost focused too much so on the fitness related stuff. So just keep in mind if you get the Garmin Venu 3S, or any of the Garmin Venu series, or any of the Garmin smartwatches, it's very, very fitness focused. So just keep that in mind. Compared to other smartwatches, you might be missing a little bit of flexibility there. So anyways, depends on what you want out of your smartwatch, right? But that's my experience with it. If you want something very fitness related, go for the Garmin. But just keep in mind that it is not as flexible as compared to other smartwatches. Like this one, for example, my old Android Wear smartwatch that can do a little bit more, I think.